Hello and welcome to this Prepare for IELTS Speaking video. My name's Rebecca and in this video we'll look at this topic, describe a special cake you have had. I've seen this topic written as describe a special cake you ate, you had, you received. These are all grammatically incorrect. The IELTS examiner will not ask you this. It will be you have had, you have received, you have eaten. First of all, I'll go through the language in the model answer. Then I will read through the model answer to help you remember. And at the end of the video, we'll do the quiz, which is a great way to help you remember these words and phrases. Let's take a look. Tricky is a very useful word for IELTS speaking. It's very useful for the Part 2 topic because it's often difficult to think of what to talk about. So use tricky, a great informal word for difficult. A great phrasal verb for Part 2 topics is to narrow something down. Here I say it is hard to narrow it down to one cake. What I mean, to choose one cake, to reduce the possibilities because I have lots of choices and I want to narrow it down. It is hard. A baker. You can use cook, you can use chef, but this is more specific. A baker is someone who bakes cakes and bread. The one that springs to mind. I've used this because a lot of IELTS videos use this incorrectly and use it as the one that springs to my mind. Native speakers don't say this. It's wrong. We say the one that springs to mind or the one that came to mind. And it means when you think of something without much effort. So it's like the first thing that you think of. A couple of months back. Back is an informal word for ago, and native speakers use this a lot. A couple of months back. To make your mouth water. Just thinking about it now makes my mouth water. You want to eat it. When your mouth waters, you want to eat or drink something. A bite to eat. This is a meal, but it's usually a small and a quick one. It's not a 3-course meal. It's a bite to eat. Finger food. This is food that you eat with your fingers. So it's not a sit-down meal with knives and forks or chopsticks. It's a bite to eat with finger food. A masterpiece. This is a word that we usually use for pieces of art or a piece of furniture, something that's incredibly well made. You can use it here though. You can talk about a cake that is incredibly well made, a masterpiece. A 5-layer rainbow cake. We talk about the layers of cake. So as you can see in the picture, this is 5 layers. And a rainbow cake is a cake that has a different colour for each layer. So you've got blue, yellow, orange, pink and purple. These are the different layers of the cake. Moist. A moist cake is a good cake. It's soft. It's not dry. When a cake is too dry, it's quite difficult to eat. You want a moist cake. Seconds. If you ask for seconds, you want more. So if you say, please can I have seconds, it means can I have another portion. Generous portions. When you're given food, we call it a portion. We say a portion of chips. So a portion is just referring to the food you are given. My mum gives generous portions. She gives lots of food. I have a sweet tooth. This is an idiomatic expression. It's good. It's not particularly complex. Lots of IELTS candidates use it. So you need to say a bit more. But it means to like sweet stuff, sugary things. So anything made of sugar. To have a sweet tooth. An understatement. So I say, to say I have a sweet tooth is an understatement. What that means is I love sweet stuff. So I'm saying I actually like them more than this. I absolutely love, love, love sweet things. And these are great phrases, much better really than I have a sweet tooth. To be addicted to be obsessed with, when you really love something so much. You are addicted to it, you are obsessed with it. Sugary things, sweet stuff, just different ways of saying cakes. I love this phrase here, another idiomatic expression. I can eat cake until it's coming out of my ears. I think this is better than I have a sweet tooth because not as many people use it. We use it in the UK. What I mean is IELTS candidates don't use it. If you eat something or do something until it's coming out of your ears, you have too much of it. It's safe to say we use it when we're confident about something. So it's safe to say, I absolutely love this cake. You know, this is true what I'm going to say. I'm confident about what I'm going to say. So now I will read through the model answer and it will help you to remember some of these words and phrases. There are a lot in this answer. I love the topic of cakes. I bake cakes all the time, so that's why I've put a lot of words and phrases in this answer. Don't worry about trying to remember everything, just focus on 5 or 6 of them that will be useful for this topic. The tricky thing with this question is that it is hard to narrow it down to one cake. My mum is an incredible baker and is always making cakes for birthdays, celebrations, or just because she feels like it, so I get to eat them often. The one that springs to mind, though, is one she made a couple of months back for my birthday. Just thinking about it now makes my mouth water. I didn't know she was making it because she made it in secret. I had invited a few of my mates round for a bite to eat, just finger food, nothing too fancy. But after we had eaten, the lights went off and my mum walked in holding this masterpiece she had made. It was stunning, a 5-layer rainbow cake, covered in white icing and colourful sprinkles. Not only did it look good, it tasted amazing. Each layer had a different flavour and it was so moist. There was hardly any cake left because all my friends asked for seconds. My mum gives very generous portions as well. To say I have a sweet tooth is an understatement. I'm addicted to sugary things. I'm obsessed with sweet stuff, and I can eat cake until it's coming out of my ears. So it's safe to say I absolutely loved this cake, as I do all my mother's cakes. I'm so lucky to be able to eat homemade cakes because a lot of people just get shop-bought ones and they are nowhere near as good. Let's do the quiz now to help you to remember some of these great words and phrases that I used in the model answer. How do we ask for more? You ask for seconds. Can I have seconds, please, to ask for more? If you have too much of something, we can say to come out of your ears. I eat so much cake until it comes out of my ears. How do we say you are given lots of food? Generous portions. These are big portions, generous portions. How do we say to reduce the number of possibilities? You narrow something down. It's tricky to narrow it down to one cake. What do we call something that is very well made? It's a masterpiece. How can we describe this cake? It's not dry, it's moist. If you really want to eat or drink something, we can say, it makes my mouth water. And finally, how can we describe it if you like sweet things? To have a sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth. I'm addicted to sugary foods. I'm obsessed with sweet stuff.